Hi, I'm Dr. Erin Jeffers. I'm a wound care physician at Primus Wound Care. When I was doing primary care, I was working 100% in the office setting, no hospital work at all. I was contracted to work 3 days in the office with the plans of being at home with my kids the other days. But the days ended up being very long. I would get to the office early to do miscellaneous paperwork, stay in the office late to finish up that paperwork. Plus, on the days that I wasn't working, I would log onto my computer to answer telephone calls, refill prescriptions, review lab results. So what was actually contracted to be a 28-hour per week job turned into more of like a 40-hour per week job. So it wasn't really part-time. That was the biggest reason why I was looking for something different. I wanted a better work-family life balance. For me personally, I was doubting whether I would like it. I wanted to make sure it was something that I was going to like and enjoy and hopefully stay with long term. Would this be something that I could do, not just for a paycheck, but actually get some satisfaction from it and feel gratified at the end of the day? For a lot of patients, wounds are a big deal. I like the gratification of making the patient feel better. When I was done seeing patients, I was done seeing patients. I was home with my family. I like that I spend more time with the patients versus more time on the computer or doing paperwork afterwards. Much better balance for me. I work 3 days a week. I typically leave the house around 7 in the morning, travel around to 2 facilities to 4 facilities in a day. Most days I'm home by about 3, 4 o'clock. Usually all my documentation, everything is done by about 4 o'clock. And then on the other 4 days that I don't work, I'm home. I don't work. I don't really have to do anything at all work related. It's a big change versus what I had before. It's very similar in terms of having appointments. You know, you go to see one patient, then another and another. What's different about it is that you end up spending more time with the patients and less time with the behind the scenes paperwork, documentation, miscellaneous stuff that you have to do in the primary care office. When I'm working, I'm actually with the patients most of the time, and then I spend a little bit of time charting right after I see them. Versus I felt like in the office, it was the opposite. I spend a little bit of time in the room, and then I have to spend a lot of time documenting, plus reviewing their labs and consults and return phone calls and prescription refills and all that stuff too. I didn't know these types of jobs existed where you can have, you work your defined 3 days a week and then you're done. When you're done, you're home. You don't have to take call in the evenings. You don't have to work nights. You don't have to work weekends. There's no rotating schedule. It's much nicer. I'm home with my little kids, my husband. Stress level has gone down significantly too, so I'm much happier when I am at home. I wasn't very experienced in wound care. I recall a little bit from medical school. Dan taught me everything I needed to know. Really spent a lot of time making sure that I was comfortable with wounds, knew what I was doing, knew about the types of wounds, the treatments, all of that, the documentation, before I was on my own seeing patients. Actually working with Dan, it seemed like it was going to be more of a personal experience, be more colleagues.